we'll be selling a product which is as competitive to, मतलब we are now competing with 5-minute delivery. भैया एक toast का पैकेट भेजना, साथ में अंडे का crate भेजना, right? We are competing with that kind of delivery.
I agree with you because at 473, I feel you are much more than what the competition is at.
Absolutely.
I mean, whatever we saw on Amazon, 473 seems to be going way beyond the competition.
Right.
Yeah. There are people who are looking at quality product and they are not price conscious.
We are doubling it, but you'll also have to keep a discounting strategy in place.
When the product itself is high value and the person who can buy it for 100 is willing to spend 400, should you really go to 500 and then come down to 400? But I can't argue with the psychological benefit of everyone loving a good deal.
What I generally also do is that, I take the hidden cost also in consideration, which you have not taken right now.
One of the commercials that I will record is take my toast and take another brand's toast and dip it in chai and keep it like this, right? ये गिर जाएगा. Then I'll take one more and I'll pick it up and I'll keep it. ये फिर से गिर जाएगा. And believe me, I have done this. I have done this test.
This product which you've chosen is really difficult to sell because, it's such a, what you said is 5 minutes away, kirana se fatapat mil jayega, So I'm really interesting to see how you plan to sell it.
Very, very, very good evening, everyone. And welcome to season 2, episode number 2 of the 1K Founders Show. Before we start today's episode, I wanted to share this. And again, I've shared this with most of you that, I come across a lot of people who want to start their e-commerce business, but they're often stuck on the point ke what to sell. बेचूं क्या, right? 90% of that intent is killed over there. That you don't know what to sell. You start looking, not you, but people start looking for a product that they would be like, oh, I want to sell such a thing that is available nowhere, right? That barely happens, right? If you are trying to create a brand new product that is not available anywhere, it's going to be such an expensive proposition कि आपको एक category create करनी पड़ेगी, right? And category create करने के लिए बहुत पैसा लगता है. There you just require a lot of money to create a category. Therefore, in season 1, we sold a product that is available at any market, right? You go to a market, you'll see stalls, you'll find a footwear company, right? And we sold that product in season 1, right? Women footwear. There are a lot of people who are already a part of today's webinar and overall season 2, who are there in season 1 also. And in this season, we are going to take that to the next level, right? Okay, boss, now we are going to sell a product which is even more competitive, right? Okay, footwear के लिए आपको कहीं जाना पड़ता है, right? You have to travel a bit. लेकिन the kind of product that we are going to sell in season 2, it's practically available at every nook and corner of every city, every place in the country, right? And I'll show you what those products are. But again, before that, my humble suggestion to all of you, whatever, if you are in business or you are not in business, you are about to start, whatever you are, right? Wherever you are in business, select a product that has competition, right? It's absolutely fine. If there is competition, which means that it's being sold, which means that, people are making money, right? At the end of the day, we all need to make money to make sure that we are able to run our house, run our lifestyle, things like those. So that's my 2 cents, right? Again, so sell a t-shirt if you can't find a product, right? I think so Sarlonki from season 1 did a fantastic job. He sold t-shirts while we were going through it. I don't know what's the latest status. If Sarlonki is there, Sarlonki, we would love to hear what's the latest status on that front. You started a t-shirts business and, he started selling, right? He started selling. And our today's guests also are going to be They sell such simple products, right? It's unimaginable. If that people that our guests today were able to create such a category, right? Such simple products, and inshallah they are on their runway to making crores, right? If they are not there already, they are, I'm sure. But that's that. And with that, I'm going to welcome our first guest, Arjun Rastogi, on stage. Hey Arjun.
Hello, great to be here, and good to get this show on the road.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, man. Thank you so much for joining us. Hey, finally. ये यही था वो ट्रेलर में जो था ना, वो यही था. Awesome, man. Awesome. Arjun, where are you currently?
I'm in Bombay. I'm at home.
Awesome. At home. Got it. And many congratulations. You recently got married.
Thank you most kindly.
कुछ चेंज हुआ लाइफ में? कुछ मतलब पहले वो बोलते ना, पहले दोनों साइड से उतर सकते थे बेड के, अब एक ही साइड से उतर सकते हैं.
No, so far so good. I think it's definitely that early honeymoon period.
Of course.
So at the very least, all the good times are there. I'll let you know in 5-10 years.
Super. Awesome. Done it. So Arjun, firstly, very warm welcome once again to season 2. I'm sure again Arjun and I have had multiple calls, and firstly, thank you so much for joining season 2 unconditionally, right? आपको यहाँ आने की कोई जरूरत नहीं थी. कोई ना आपको इधर से कुछ मिलने वाला है, ना आप सिर्फ देकर जाने वाले हो. Firstly, thank you so much for that, right? Tell us a bit about you started this sauce company.
Yeah.
Right. We will do a full-blown, guys, this is for everyone. We will do a full-blown episode on Nagin sauce. कि बस ये Nagin sauce का नाम कहाँ से आया? We will do that. But Arjun, very quickly walk us through what is Nagin sauce?
Sure. First of all, really appreciate you having me. I don't know. I hope we can add some value to anyone who's watching. I actually started my career in like finance, and then made my way through the agency world until finally the prospect of working in a product business came up, and Nagin sauce was it. I've had a really close relationship with hot sauce. I love spicy food. I think this was born in, had the opportunity to study in the US, and let's just say I miss Indian food when you're there, and at least like the flavor that comes with Indian food at the time. So the only way we made it work is through constant and heavy usage of multiple hot sauces, and that sort of just stayed, with me. And then 10 years later, when the opportunity to put this together came together, we just thought this was fantastic. So had to do it, and always thought it was weird that the country with the largest consumer and exporter of chilies is currently mostly running things with a red chili and green chili sauce. Like, it just sounded weird. We've got so many amazing flavors here. Like, it was just like something that someone had to do, and just really happy it could be me.
Awesome. So you decided, again, from an outsider, right? You may call it sauce dips and chili dips and whatsoever. From an outsider, being an absolute ignorant, yes, sauce hai.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Now, you decided to sell a different kind of a sauce, right? For example, 4700 BC, they sell gourmet popcorn, right? So you sell a different kind of sauce, but it all boils down to you sell sauce, right?
Fair enough. Yeah.
And you started this business before you were married.
Yes, very much so.
And was it a love marriage, arranged marriage? What was it?
Very much a love marriage, and she's a keeper because she married someone who's running a company called Nagin. That's got to mean something.
So true. So when you guys started dating and you were like, मैं धंधा चालू करेगा, right? You had that discussion that मेरे को sauce बेचना है. What is अबे हट यहाँ से, ऐसा चाटा पड़ता है कि she'll be like, oh my god, sauce.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think the reaction was, oh, cool. And then I think she was just testing the waters to see how serious I was. Right. And then when this persisted over the years, I think she realized that he is absolutely nuts. So very, very, I think I'm glad to live up to expectations there at least.
Super.
But right, you are. I mean, it's very much a condiment. At the core of it, a sauce is a sauce, right? But we've used different versions of it over the years, right? We're a heavy achar country, we're a heavy chutney country. um, Pandemic changed things a little bit, in the sense changed things back to a situation where people go back home, live at home, get the opportunity to have all the fresh, chutneys and whatnot. But by and large, we're heading towards a place where I felt like more people are living outside of home. On average, a lot of young folks maybe don't have the conveniences of having everything made at home. So abhi, whoever thought that we would buy dahi, right?
Sure.
I mean, like, it was just something that hamesha ghar pe jamta tha, and now it's sort of like a different world altogether. The epigamias have come in, and like sort of IDs are doing all of this. A lot of people are doing, and it changes the way you sort of look at things. So we always saw this as an opportunity for people with limited culinary skills, such as myself, getting an opportunity to improve food, like makes bad food good and good food great in 10 seconds or less. That's sort of the place we live in now. Like character building days hote the, when you had to pick up your friend somewhere and you used to say, just wait at the corner at this time, right? And you had to just trust that this person would actually wait. But we're in 10-minute delivery of grocery, lifestyle now. Cabs on demand, one day, 2 day delivery expectations from customers, and long may it continue, right? Like the customer is really the big winner here. You never had more conveniences, you never had more options, you never had an opportunity to kind of get into the meat of trying out new things. Like it's never been easier. So we saw our product as an extension of the times, and a chance to kind of just like enjoy even simple things at home with good condiments.
Beautiful, beautiful. I keep on telling everyone, right? People like you, Shikha, Sudhanshu, myself, a lot of our generation, we've seen 3 revolutions in our time, right? One was the revolution from, the mobile revolution, right? That was one. Second one was the social revolution, which was, Orkut tha, and then finally we moved on to, the Facebook and the Instagram and now TikTok and all of that shit chat, right? And the third one is a pandemic. Right? 2 साल तक बॉस दुनिया बंद है, right? And we've been through that. I think so. We've seen what our earlier generation, they saw something different, right? They saw a freedom fight, right? But we've seen this revolution happen so quickly. I keep on telling my wife that, boss, मैं एक और एक revolution नहीं बर्दाश्त कर सकता. All right, just too much happening. Also, while you're on stage, I'm going to present, with your permission, one of the products that we will start selling in season 2. May I?
Yes, of course, please.
Awesome.
Excited.
So the first product, a few of you already know, is my favorite, rusk. This is a product that we'll be selling in season 2. Remember, I said, in season 1, we sold footwear. To buy footwear, you have to go to a market, right? To buy a rusk, you have to practically get down from your building, go to the nearest baniya wala, right? And you can buy this from there, right? We'll be selling a product which is as competitive to, matlab we are now competing with 5-minute delivery. Bhaiya ek toast ka packet bhejna, saath mein ande ka crate bhejna, right? We are competing with that kind of delivery, right? So this is our first product that we'll be selling. There is a variant to this, which again, while Arjun is on stage, I'm going to present. This is our second. So this is our plain toast. This is going to be our second toast, which is soft elaichi flavor, slightly bringing variance to the product. So this is the product that we're going to sell. In today's episode, we're going to discuss a lot about pricing. But Arjun, with your permission, I'll just make you attendee back, and I'll bring Shikha on stage.
Of course.
Don't go anywhere. We have a lot to discuss.
Right, yeah.
Thank you so much. इतना सीखने मिलता ना, कुछ लोग बात बोलते थे, and इतना सीखने मिलता है, just fantastic. Hey Shikha. Hey.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good.
Finally.
I'm visible and audible.
Yes, you're visible, audible, glowing like ever.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. Shikha, a quick introduction about yourself.
Yeah. So I sell. We sell premium teas called Teacups Full. And so, to give us short background about my own self, I worked with an advertising agency. I come from a marketing background, and used to work with J. Walter Thompson. And I worked with various brands while my tenure with JWT and other agencies. So this is, 2015. I've been married to a tea family. So basically, I don't have a tea background at all. I understood the regular tea that we all have, with the milk and all. So this is when I got married. My husband is from a tea family. They belong to Darjeeling. My father-in-law was a tea planter. So when I got married, and we visit our house in Darjeeling, so we used to visit the tea gardens and the factories there. So it was actually entering into a new world of tea. So where I discovered there's a world of tea which is this was back in 2015 when we visited one of the tea garden, and if you visit a factory, the variety of teas which are there. Basically, these are the Darjeeling teas. So that's when I left. I'd left because my son was very small at that time. He was 5 years old. It was getting difficult for me to manage, work and home. So back in 2015, I decided, okay, let me give it a break and start something. I think most of the women, we all face this problem where we have to juggle between home and office. So when I left my job, I was very clear that I wanted to do something. At that time, Amazon was very new, and people were selling online. So I also had something in mind that I'm going to sell something on Amazon. So this is when we visited in 2015. We visited Darjeeling, and we went to one of the gardens, like we go every year almost. So that's when I felt that why not to sell tea, because dad was a planter, my husband was a tea taster, and it was very easy for me to put the supply chain in place, and I had a marketing background. So just to put things in place, and that's how the idea came, and we thought, let's start selling teas. So yes, been selling teas since then. And yeah, I've got a lot of support from my father-in-law and my husband.
Sure.
And we have some 40-50 varieties of teas. So black tea, green tea, and different kinds of teas. Tea.
कुछ जाड़ा होने के लिए टी है, मतलब I want to put on some weight, कुछ weight gain के लिए टी.
Weight gain के लिए नहीं है, weight lose करने के लिए जरूर है. So there are lots of teas, yeah. But yeah, tea is very, and tea is something which is now post-COVID. Now we're seeing that, so how the shift has taken place from, the health, people are getting so healthy. And tea is one of the beverage which we all say that, after water, it's better you have tea as compared to water, because tea has a lot of antioxidants, very healthy, and it is delicious. If you have blends and all, different.
So true.
That's how we've been.
How many cups of tea do you drink in a day?
So like I'm a typical Indian. I start my day with the milk tea, because otherwise, you can't start your day without that.
Sure.
Start my day with that, and that's 11ish and 12ish. I have one cup of green tea.
Okay.
And one I have after my meal, because it's good to have green tea after you have your lunch or a meal. It helps to absorb your food. It's good for your digestion and all that.
Okay.
Then one is 4 o'clock. I have my regular tea, and one is at night before going to sleep.
So 5 cups of tea.
Yeah, 4 to 5, 4 cups, 5 cups.
I'm way ahead in front when compared to you. I every time I get up from my chair, I need a cup of chai. Right?
Yeah.
Proper full cup of chai, and my wife curses me for it. Like, कितना चाय पिएगा, कितना चाय पिएगा. But yeah, I'm a tea addict. I'm a tea addict in terms of I need it constantly. Right, something should go inside constantly. So yeah. That. Tell me something. How old is Teacups Full? When did you start? What year?
Started it in 2015, late 2015, October.
Got it.
So it's been almost going to be 6 years, I think, by now.
Wow. And how large is your team?
The varieties we offer?
No, your team.
Team. So we have a team of around 10 people. So we have, including our warehouse and our marketing team and everything together. We have a store also in DLF in Gurgaon, so which is an experiential store. And so we offer, this is the first store we opened in Gurgaon in DLF Phase 1. And the store offers where you can come and, taste tea and buy your tea as per what you like.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
So,
We have two CT sellers on our platform on our show today. I'm going to, with your permission, before that, right? I want to show two more products that we will be selling in season 2. May I?
sure.
Awesome. Awesome. So these two biscuits we spoke about earlier. So there is the classic crunch, classic toast, and the soft elaichi. These are going to be the first two products. The second product is my favorite, cake rusk, right? This falls in the non-veg category because it has egg. This is going to be our second product, and our third product is going to be जीरा बिस्किट, राइट गाइस? इससे इससे competitive product मैं नहीं ला सकता था. इससे competitive ज्यादा है तो चाय बेचो, right? So that brings me to an interesting question, but I'm going to bring Sudhanshu on stage. Sudhanshu, my man.
Hey, Imran.
Yo.
Hi, Shikha.
Hi. Hi.
Shikha meet Sudhanshu, Sudhanshu meet Shikha. You guys are, ये सिर्फ मैं कर सकता हूँ, राइट? दो कंपेटिटर को एक कॉल पे लाओ. नहीं, कंपेटिटर नहीं, मतलब this is the huge ecosystem.
We are still in that learning phase. Yeah,
Of course. Yaar, help me understand. Again, we'll bring Annu and Arjun back on stage just after this question. Why chai? Itna competition hai, itna competition. There's so many people selling chai, right from Tatas to, pata nahi kaun hai. Why chai? Is it easy? Is it, why chai?
Why not chai, yaar?
Yes,
How many cups do you drink in a day?
I must be like 15,
16 cups, okay, right? On an average, if I just take it up generally, Indians की जो चाय पीने की habit है, right? People drink anywhere close to about 4 to 5 cups in a day, average, right? And why not tea? Yeah? The market is huge. There's so much of potential. There's so many people who want something different. So why not give them tea? So why not?
Shikha, do you concur?
Yeah, why not? See, just for my perspective is that so we are, the tea that you say that you're drinking with, the milk tea. Actually, the fact is that the moment you add milk to a tea, there's no health benefit of tea. It all finishes. So one should not have tea with milk. So now it is something so healthy. You have tea. So we are not typical. Chayos is like selling milk teas and different flavors of aam panna chai and mirchi chai and all that. For example, that's one. So we are in a category where we offer different gourmet teas which are very healthy. And why not to tea? It is once you start drinking tea, you will really it evolves. You will evolve as a tea drinker and you start experimenting with teas. It's a world of teas. So you can, we keep on working on various blends, so you will start enjoying it.
Awesome.
We still come across people who come and say that, what is this? This is a boiled water. We just not able to understand what this green tea is all about. But the moment you start drinking tea and everything, and you develop the taste, and it's really
so true. I remember this incident that happened personally with me. I used to work for this company called Nimbus. And at that time, we were a very small company, very small team. I think so. We must be 10, 12 people. And one of our investors came from Netherlands. And he's like, and in Nimbus, we were, we would tell our boss that, boss, can you just, you're on the way, just get 2 cups of tea. We are such a very small but very tight-knit organization. So my investor asked me that, Imran, can you make me a cup of tea? Like, sure. I went to the tea machine, milk tea, dip डाल के उसको दे दिया मैंने. He's like, what is this? I'm like, this is tea. You asked for tea, you know. Ab investor hai, right? He's going to invest 25 odd million. So I'm like, sir, you asked for tea. He's like, you Indians don't know how to drink tea. These are his words. You Indians don't know how to drink tea. Like, भाई क्या चाहिए? बोलता दूध निकाल के दो. Like, अच्छा वो बोलना. So yeah, so true, so true, so true. So Sudhanshu,
But
sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
But I say that 80% still Indians are, drink green these milk tea only. That's the main tea that we all have morning and evening, as I told you. We have to start the day with that tea.
Of course.
As it's a green tea is a new fad, and the different type of teas, which people are evolving. Yeah.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. That is,
Sudhanshu.
Sudhanshu, while you're here, I'm going to just invite Anu on stage. Anu, whenever you're ready. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, Sudhanshu, besides tea, will you be adding more products?
No, I'm going to stick with teas.
Please.
I see
Varieties
myself
of tea
sticking
do
to
you
teas.
have? How many varieties?
Sorry?
How many varieties?
Currently we have about 7 varieties of tea. 7. So we stick to the 7 ones, the ones which are selling more, the ones, so like I'm more towards what, people have a little taste towards. So I'm more on that side. So masala, adrak ilaichi, Kashmiri kawa, right? And of course, then there is, I don't have anything to make you fat, but I have something to make people slim. So I go into that zone. Yeah, but I can give you a very interesting thing if you want to put up weight. Seriously, Imran, kuch nahi karna hai, just start having peanut butter every day. You're sorted.
I know, man. Someone else also told me start having peanut butter.
You'll be sorted.
Kuch karte. Awesome. Anu, very good evening.
Very good evening. How are you?
Hey.
Shikha meet Anu, Anu meet Shikha.
Hi, Anu.
Quick introduction. ये हमारे शो की जान है.
I'm good, Nabil. Thank you so much.
अन्नू ना एक दिन बोल देगी मैं शो की जान बन के ना बस मेरे को जान बना दिया तुमने.
Awesome.
Whatever floats your boat, I'm fine with it.
Awesome. While Anu is here, I'm going to show 2 more products that we are going to sell in season 2. This is our 5th product, which is ajwain biscuit. Right? Chota sa biscuit hai, square size. And my favorite last wala is, any guesses? Anu?
You've shown rusk, you've shown ajwain biscuit, peanut also has happened. What is left? Bata do, khud hi bata do.
Khari biscuit.
Khari biscuit.
Khari
Biscuit, plain vanilla khari biscuit. These are the products that we are going to sell in season 2, covering the bakery cupboard of every house. Right? Primarily, yehi sara rehta hai. Right? So that's what we are going to sell. Now, let me bring Arjun back on stage. Awesome. So today going to be a short webinar where we are primarily going to understand. We've seen the products that we are going to sell. There is huge competition. I personally enjoy competition. And yeah, Sudhanshu, you said something? Awesome. So there is huge competition from Gully to Amazon. These products are sold everywhere. I personally enjoy competition. I enjoy commodities, right? I'm a strong believer in innovation, but khane mein, these biscuits, they are going to do the job. So these are the products that we are going to sell. Today we are going to discuss how much to sell it for, right? Before we get into those, we get an answer from our panelist. I'm going to share with you our cost structure. कि ये अपने को पड़ता कितने में, right? What is our purchase price, our packaging price, all of that. I'm going to quickly share my screen. Anu, let me know when you can see my screen.
I can see your screen. Yeah.
Perfect. Just give me 1 second. Yes. There we go. Is my screen readable?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, it is.
So here are our products, right? There is our plain rusk, there's soft elaichi, there's khari biscuit, there's jeera biscuit, ajwain biscuit, and cake toast. These are our products. The reason why I've made them in separate rows, I'll let you know. The very first thing we are going to see is our purchase price. How much is this costing us, right? So our purchase price for a 400-gram packet, just to understand why 400 grams, just give me 1 second. Before that, here is for the first time this is how our boxes would look, right? From the front, from the side, from piche, and from this side, and from that, right? Very plain, vanilla, minimalist, no tamjam. This is our 400 grams. I've 400 grams packet. I've used, sorry, this is our 200-gram packet. This is our 400-gram packet, right? Slightly more, but both of them would fall under the half kg shipping price, right? I've used that strategy. In fact, the dimensions also would put it in the 400 grams category, right? This is something that when you know in our episode we do with Shiprocket, where they explain us packaging strategy, this is something that will come, but I've already taken this into account. Both of them, our shipping cost is going to be under 500 grams. So that's that. We also have one more chota sa box. This is our sampling box. All right. Toast, I believe, is such a category, and we've seen that in the past. That is, taste wali kahani hai. Arjun, you would agree to this?
100%.
राइट एक बार जो टोस्ट समझ में आ गया, एक बार जो अचार समझ में आ गया, एक बार जो सॉस समझ में आ गया, वो नहीं जाता, राइट? फॉर अ वेरी लॉन्ग टाइम व्हेन आई वाज इन मुंबई, चाय वाय का इतना अक्कल था नहीं, राइट? आई यूज्ड टू हैव ऑन हिल रोड देयर इज अ स्टोर कॉल्ड गिरनार चाय, राइट? माय मॉम वुड ऑफन टेल मी गिरनार से जाके 3 नंबर की चाय लेके आओ। अब वो 3 नंबर हो, 4 नंबर, 10 नंबर हो, किसी को कुछ नहीं पता, बट वी वर सो यूज्ड टू गिरनार की 3 नंबर की चाय, राइट? So this box is going to do the magic for us, right? Hopefully, let's see. So this is our packaging, right? That we'll be using. Here is therefore 400 grams, right? Here is the pricing for our product, right? ये जो toast है, plain rusk, it cost us $40 for 400 grams. Okay. Soft elaichi costs us $45. Khari biscuit costs us $88. Jeera biscuit costs us $120. Ajwain biscuit costs us $120 and cake rusk costs $120. Now these are off the shelf prices. We are going to be traders. We don't have a manufacturing unit. So these are off the shelf prices. Once we purchase them at bulk, I'm sure they will further come down, right? But this is currently the price. Now, here is our second column. Here is our packaging price, right? To pack 400 grams of rusk is going to cost us 34.76 including GST, right? So this box that I showed, this box is going to cost us, sorry, not this box, right? The bigger one. This box is going to cost us 34.76 including GST, okay, for all the products. Now this is something called as primary packaging. इसके ऊपर एक और corroborated box आएगा with which it's going to protect the biscuits inside, right? That box is going to cost us $20. Okay. So finally, our cost of goods is $94 to sell 400 grams of plain rusk $99 to sell 400 grams of soft elaichi, 142 to sell 400 grams of curry biscuit, 174 to sell 400 grams of jeera biscuit, ajwain biscuit, as well as cake rusk. This is our 400-gram packaging. We have a smaller packet also. The details are here. So plain rusk costs us $20. Again, is simply half, right? So the only thing that does not change over here is this. This changes our boxes. This changes a bit, but you won't see, there is a price difference from $104 in our costing of 200 grams to 174. Now, over here, we'll add our shipping price. This is a price that I've received from ShipRocket. Again, these are standard off-the-shelf prices. Their basic plan, $27 for 500 grams, including GST. It becomes 31.86. ShipRocket is going to charge us additionally $30 for COD charges. Again, standard prices, right? And our cost for selling cost of shipped goods, rusk is 156, soft elaichi 161, curry biscuit 204, jeera, ajwain, and cake toast 400 grams. So here is our final cost of goods shipped. There are three costs which we've not covered in this, which is Shopify, Razorpay, as well as our marketing cost. So before that, Arjun, does this cost structure make sense?
I would say we should definitely talk to new packaging people.
Okay.
That's definitely adding up to way more than it should be. But let's say that this is what it is, right? You'd obviously want to make some allowances to get space for I don't know, customer acquisition or whatever your activities might be. So at the very least, you'd want to try and double up. I think that's the first step to take, and then see where you go from there, where we land up over there. So if the cogs and shipped looks like it's 156, you'd probably want to try and double up at the very least, and then figure out where you'd go from there. Whether you play psychological pricing or whether you try and do combination bundles to try and make that work for you. It all sort of, I guess it kind of depends. You want to, the goal of this exercise should be, at least from a profitability standpoint, is what's the maximum we can try to make with a 400-gram sort of shipping price. And if that means that the margin is highest because we're taking just a double up mentality for the moment, for like step one, it sounds like you'd want to maybe prioritize the products at the bottom. That would be the last three. Because you'd get maybe larger margins there, but maybe we just work out the rest of the Excel sheet, see how that plays out. Typically, what we've seen in food, you want to try and maybe go 4 to 5x on your COGS as your selling price. And because then you got to make allowances for your shipping. In this case, like let's say you can actually reduce some of your packaging costs. If your food's sort of in the 50 rupee range, let's talk about the first one for a second. Let's say at 40, shipping's another 40, COD is another 30, at about 110. At the very least, you'd want to double that up in order to give you some space. If you're going to give margins to retailers or distributors, you're looking at maybe 25, 30, 35%. If you're trying to play a discount strategy, you need some of that margin over there. You got to also keep in mind that people are used to getting this in 5 minutes for 40 rupees, 50 rupees from down the road. So how much can you really price it before you become, until it becomes effectively a brand or a convenience play? And I don't know how you get it so much more convenient than 5 minutes from home. But if it doesn't become a brand play or a gifting play, it's a tough sell at the start. But maybe bundling, maybe just trying to increase the beauty about the products you picked, actually, what makes this really fun is that no one's ever going to buy just the one. Absolutely. Right? Like you're never going to go to a D2C website to buy a 50 rupee rusk. You feel compelled to get like a whole bunch more. And all of these are the types of products which you'd probably be able to get like a whole family to contribute towards the consumption for. No rusk ever goes to waste. No khari is ever going to waste.
Correct.
So maybe you kind of keep making the play to increase average order value, and then therefore you can kind of make a discounted value. Like as like a tiered discount system as you work your way up.
Sure.
But I think you maybe want to factor those into any final shipping price. I mean, selling price that you'd want to come up with. I don't know. I want to let this marinate for a second and see if I come back to you with something else in a couple of minutes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Shikha, your thoughts?
Yeah, so I agree with many points with Arjun. So what I see is that, and the 400 gram pack price is what the bulk price that you've got, or is it that you still will get
Sorry, come again.
better price? The purchase price that you were saying for 400 grams,
Yes.
is this the wholesale price that you've received
No,
from the
we will
manufacturer?
receive a discount on this. However, we don't know how much.
You don't know how.
We
So
don't
because
know.
what I feel is that keeping, because these are the costing, that packaging price. Yeah, you can still, being volumes and all probably will help you to bring down the cost of the packaging,
Correct.
and rest other will, the corrugated boxes and everything will be there. So
Right.
doubling up probably will be helpful, and also, checking the competition, because it's very important for you to see what the competition is doing, and also within the competitive space where you want to position your brand. That plays a very important role. Whether you want to be the bottom of the pyramid, where you want to play on volume and less margin, or you want to be in the middle of the pyramid where you want to play on margins and less of volume. So
Right.
is very important for you to understand key where the brand, how you want to position your brand where,
Right.
and because that will also help you to derive the pricing, and then looking at the competition, what price they are selling at there.
Very well said. So I see when I did my basic research on Amazon, right? And for example, let's just search for a rusk toast, right? You'll find a parlay which is selling 200 grams for 16 rupees,
Yeah, so
right?
Pali
With,
is huge.
right. But
It's,
we don't want to align with them, right?
yeah,
But how I like to put it is that parlay caters to Bharat, right?
right.
We are catering to India, right? So we want to go slightly up market, right? For example, look at this, 180 bucks, right? 116 sold. There was one more interesting one. In fact, Sudhanshu helped me with this research. Classic Suji Rusk, 149 bucks. Here there is, this is a different product, Cake Rusk, 215 rupees for 300 grams. Uh, ca- Sugarlish is also another one. But yeah, the sweet spot is 200, 250. Even if you look at, Karachi, Karachi Bakery, which is again a very prominent brand, they've also priced it fantastically high, right? So, Cake Rusk, if you look at Cake Rusk, Bakes Bill, this is, no, not this.
170 gram.
Yeah, yeah. So,
So what I feel is, one way of doing about is that, to identify which, like going, you don't want to go, you can't be competing with Parle and, these brands which are catering to the entire Bharat, as you said, and
right,
be a little more premium with your packaging and everything. So identifying the brands which are playing in that category, and seeing to their pricing, as to what pricing there. And once you have your cost with you, so you can either, since it is a new brand, to try the, establish yourself initially. It's a good idea to go a little less than that pricing, instead of,
got it.
the same pricing, a little less than that,
Okay,
and try the market and with the product, and one can always increase the price later as you go along in the market, and once the brand is established a little bit.
That's
So
an interesting point you made. Is it okay, right? Again, for this is to all four of you. Is it okay to start with a lower price and then increase it later? Or is it important, or is it okay to first start with a higher price point and then be okay with reducing it?
no, I think it's what I feel. The others probably could have a different point of view on that. What I feel is, because it is such a competitive market where you are entering. So why would somebody want to come to you then not go to Parle or so many other brands? And then so very important. What is the special thing that you're offering your customers? So building your brand will probably play a very important role here.
Correct.
And to start a price to test the market, and one can always increase the price later once people are hooked onto your product and they really like it, they will come back to you.
Right.
So you build the brand loyalty, and then you can always increase the price a little bit.
Got
But
it.
with the competition price, probably price a little less than that. What you feel is your closest competition where you want to be.
Got it. Got it. Sudhanshu, your thoughts?
So, Imran, one thing is for sure, this is definitely not for the masses. We are not going for the mass.
Yeah.
You
Right.
can't compete.
Yeah, so we are definitely looking at, being somewhere in the middle of the pyramid is what we are looking at. And we are looking to only, maybe not sell very high volumes, but sell with a decent GM over there. So that's one. I agree with what Arjun also said. In fact, I agree with more what just Shikha just said. See, this product is something that you can't find a parlay for sure, right? You can't sell it for 16 rupees. We are not into that place.
Correct.
But it's still a cake rusk, or it's just a plain rusk, right?
Right.
What is it that why would people come to you, and why should people buy it? So the way I see it is, this now becomes a marketing story.
Correct.
This has to become a story, right? Because until and unless we highlight what is that differentiated value in your product, that why this is better than a 50 rupee rusk out there in the market, right? Why should I come and buy this?
Sure.
I don't have a reason to come and buy this one. Why should I spend, almost 250 rupees more than the market rate to come and buy? I mean, I'm just taking the first one, it's just 300 rupees versus 50 rupees. Correct. So we will have to look into we'll have to definitely look at it from one marketing perspective, that, okay, what is the kind of story I'm building for my consumers? What is it that I'm putting out there as a differentiated factor?
Right.
And in case if there is no differentiated factor, then the whole thing will boil down to what is the kind of concept that I'm trying to build around this.
So true. So true.
So yes, you have a good packaging. Something which is generally not there in the rusk. Your packaging seems much better and premium. So there could be a premium storytelling that will come into a place. But I still feel that, yeah, you need to get in touch with your packaging guy and figure out your prices.
Correct.
Right. And especially the outer box price at 20 bucks additional, I feel that, I mean, you guys need to figure that out.
Sure.
The costing is still on the other side. Maybe you can save a little money over there.
Okay.
Margins, typically food business is 4 to 5x, but in this case, I don't see a more than, I mean, if I look at your bottom layer cake rusk also, if you do it double, right, you'll be actually hitting the 500 mark.
Yeah.
Correct. The one for 400 grams.
Yeah.
Correct. So that's almost at 473. Right.
Yeah.
So that's almost touching the 500 rupee mark. So I'm a little. So yeah, I think we can play a few things here and there and maybe bring that cost down a bit. Right. And again, agreed on that part. Like, you can price it a little cheaper than your competition.
Okay.
And these days, I feel that concept is gone. That okay, you put a product out and you put it at one price, and then if you increase the price, right, you will see a dip or something. Because I feel that now consumers over the years have gotten used to the idea that good things over a period of years, they start becoming a little expensive. Let's face it, inflation is going up.
Of course.
Right. Cost of goods is going up. So eventually certain goods that you used to buy maybe for say 100 rupees last year, this year you may be buying it for 108 rupees or 110 rupees.
Sure.
So that thing is going to happen. So I don't see a challenge over there.
Annu, your thoughts?
To be honest, I don't think that we should sell single packets. I think we should club it, since it's a very competitive product and a very competitive market. And still,
Sure.
what everybody
Okay.
said, I think that, we are a new brand, we will be focusing more on awareness. So when we are asking, and when we are asking people to try the product, why just one product, why not make club it? And uh, it's from an idea that, Vadham teas, if I don't know if everybody is familiar with the brand, Vadham teas, the most selling product of theirs is the starter kit rather than the actual selling
Wow.
product. Everybody orders that starter kit and people can select which tea they like. And the people were not selling as much when they started. Then they came up with this starter kit, and their starter kit comes in two variants: 6 tea bags and 12 tea bags
Right.
that you can actually try and see. So I think, since and three of them are correctly right, that the product is in a very competitive marketing. It falls in that competitive category, and the pricing strategy has to be competitive. But looking at the cost and everything, see what happens. Rusk and biscuits are a commodity wherein you can't compromise on the packaging, because if it breaks, then the feel is gone, like the
Like,
customer experience is gone, right? So I would not ask you on compromising or going back and checking on the packaging, because the packaging has to be best. Because the commodity that I'm selling is a biscuit,
right.
right? If I buy a hide and seek from a kirana store also, और आधे बिस्किट टूटे हुए निकलते हैं, मैं पैकेट खोलती हूँ, वो कचरा निकलता है, तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है, dude, what just happened? I spent like 35 rupees on a biscuit packet. When I opened it, it's all crumbled, right? So right now we are selling a commodity wherein I cannot compromise on packaging. So the next plan of action that I can think of right now is, why not we, since we are starting off, why not we start with combos, start selling only combos rather than selling single products,
Got
and
it.
we align our marketing strategy as per that, because we will be able to accommodate the packaging cost in combos rather than selling products individually. Because when a biscuit is bought at home, like at my house also, when we are also ordering, there are 3 to 4 types of biscuits that we order.
So true.
And I'm sure it goes with everybody, that uh, without cream, with cream, there are choices. There's so many kids in the house, right? Some biscuits you take, you got for guests, and some are without creams. Like ajwain biscuits are the go-to biscuits, but then my brother likes cream biscuits, so it's always ordered.
Of
So
course.
I think, rather than um I mean, my suggestion right now is that, A, we can't compromise, my pointers, we can't compromise on packaging, A. B, I think it will make more sense for us if we combine the products in such a manner that we come up with 4 different combos or mix and match to understand what is happening. I
Sure.
think we will save out a lot of money lot of value in terms of the packaging, as
Got
well
it.
as on the shipping side also.
Got it.
And what will happen, that once somebody is placing an order, we will not have to we'll not have to put that particular condition wherein we say that, minimum shipping this, minimum shipping that. We'll be able to cover that aspect also. Also,
Beautiful.
when somebody orders, the person will able to get, maybe someone doesn't like, so let's say somebody order plain rusk and soft elaichi rusk. Someone may not like the plain rusk, but someone end up liking soft elaichi rusk. So they know which product to buy.
Buy
I
it.
get it. So
Got
that
it.
is my thought as of now.
Got it. Beautiful. Shikha, help me understand something. When people
Yeah.
buy on teacups too,
Yeah.
do they also buy on in combos?
In combos, as in so yeah, combos as in, sorry, I didn't understand how the combos.
So let's say you have one kind of teas, type 2, type 3, type 4, right? You can
Mhm.
buy them individually, or you can
Yeah,
buy, you know,
sorted.
assorted types.
Assorted packs. Yeah, do people do buy? So like what I agree with the Anu's point, that selling it in sampler packs and combo packs is going to be helpful. That since people will be trying the product for the first time, and biscuit is something that one wants variety of biscuits in the house. If I have so it's making combo packs will surely be helpful. And for tea also, what we do is, like what you have, the smaller sampler packs, we also have small sampler packs in our teas. And when people are hesitant, since we offer a variety of teas in our portfolio, so people are hesitant whether we should go with a particular kind of flavor, so they do buy a lot of sampler packs and then go buy the bigger packs. And
Got
we have people who are, you know, we have SKUs of 100 gram and 50 gram. And people, once they try, then they order, you know, 100 gram or, you know, 1 kg pack or 5 kg packs.
Got it. Got it. Got it. So that's
So,
buying
so
behavior. First try and then you go ahead and buy.
yeah, because it's a new product. So, you know, why shall I buy? Again, the question comes.
Got it. Got it.
And when I have big brands, why? So your this product which you've chosen is really difficult to sell because, you know, it's such a, what you said is 5 minutes away. Kirana se fatapat mil jayega, you know. So I'm really interesting to see how you plan to sell it.
Awesome. Awesome. Arjun, Sudhanshu mentioned marketing play,
Yeah.
right? I categorically remember a couple of years ago or months ago, this is before we spoke for the very first time, where I had seen a video of 5 6 guys sitting on a round table, बीच में समोसा रखा है, नागिन सॉस का 2 3 बॉटल रखा है, right? And they're like, अरे ये sauce try करना, and they're like, they'll take one bite, it's so spicy, oh but very tasty, so spicy but very tasty. So you translated taste in a video, and that video went viral, right? At least again from the outsider, I thought that worked for me as a trigger to know more about Nagin sauce. And of course, your name simply extrapolated that intent, right? So, how did that marketing play really help you get off the ground?
Yeah, I mean, really, first of all, like some real nuggets of gold, yeah, like from Anu, Shikha, and Sudhanshu. Like, I mean, if you combine, like, all the thoughts here, you might actually have like something like awesome on your hands here. I mean, I do agree it's a marketing play. Absolutely, like you have to be aware of where your competition is, and samplers is a no-brainer. Like, I mean, I think you combine all three strategies, and I mean, now you're on to something, right? I mean, so just to kind of like tackle what you mentioned is we had the weird challenge, right? Like, I mean, we launched like 2 months just before the pandemic started, and ours is like a combination product, right? You don't just eat sauce by itself. You always need to like pair it with something, and you could hardly run around being like, "Bhai, like mask niche karo," and like like how about you let me put my hand in, like food kahan se aaya and all. Like there was just not an option. So we had to try and figure out a way to try and get an emotion or a feeling of something that you couldn't truly try but needed to try. I mean, I'm not going to act like we were victims of the pandemic,
Right.
because frankly, food space is maybe not the worst place to have been, given that the pandemic was super tricky for so many other businesses, more so than us.
Right.
But I will say like it came with its own challenges. And it is very much a marketing play. Like I think like so it's one of those like fun quotes that you read and you just feel like there's a lot of truth in it. Is like
Right.
I think that what customers really want isn't unlimited choice. What you want is you want confidence in the choices that you have.
Right.
Like and like you really want to just make sure that if I have 5 things, that's all I really need. This is the guy. Every time I call for it, it's absolutely perfect. No crumbliness. It's brilliant. It looks good. Like, I mean, the package is excellent. I feel happy looking at it. Like, if you can get that sort of feeling in, like a customer experience sort of vibe in, maybe you get to gloss over the part where people didn't want that cheap plastic wala, or like that, that not so great sort of like print quality on like the ready-made rust that you get. Maybe you get to take a stand about like, like if it's under 50 rupees, it's probably toast. This right here is like rusk,
Russ.
and sort of separate yourself from what the category is supposed to be, or like, entrench yourself in something that you feel people absolutely love. Like Indian people love crunchy stuff. Like it's just we just love crunchy things. Like, and I think Rusk is absolutely perfect. Like if you can talk about how like you're not going to get like a soggy curry, it's
Correct.
always got that freshness to that flaky sort of crunchy bit. Maybe you play up those aspects. You talk about how it's like, the feeling of like a high quality rusk is like, okay, theek hai, like 20 rupees ka chai hai means like you gotta have your rusk along with it, right? Like, I mean, is a chai really a chai without a rusk, or like, have that sort of combination play going. Like you got to speak to the emotion, because at the end of it, if it's just a commodity, they will go for the sasta wala,
Of course.
right? Like, and you can't beat that. Like, and you got to have like the world's best subscription model ever, like in order to win a convenience game
Right.
versus this, right? So it's definitely challenging, but I think you can do it. Like, I mean, I just saw, if I remember correctly, there's some 1,500 odd ratings on the one product that you were looking at on Amazon.
Yes.
And if anything, that's an indication that that many more people ended up buying, because not that many people end up like rating it. So there's something there at that price point. You don't need to reprove anything. You know that there's already magic there. So Shika's point's like spot on, right?
Right.
And especially if you could sort of be in the ballpark, maybe say you're even better than the guy and go thoda upar niche, like there's something there. And then if you wrap that in, like burrito style with what Sudhanshu is talking about, like, kind of get that little mojo going. Like, I mean, there's definitely something here. There's definitely something here. So I
We'll have
meandered a
to.
little bit, but
So
like I really
we'll
felt like
have
there
to.
was something in all of these things. Like,
I agree. I agree. We'll have to present this Rusk like a, it's the Mercedes Benz of Rusk. We'll have to
yeah,
actually market it like that.
And I'll tell you, on every box, I don't know if you can read it, but there comes a money back guarantee.
Okay.
100% money back guarantee if in two conditions, right? For now, when we are launching, I'm just giving 100% money back guarantee. If it is not fresh, we will return your money instantly, right? Once we figure out the core packaging, the primary packaging, and we know that our rusks are not breaking, then that becomes our second guarantee. That if, see, whenever I buy biscuits, right here, I got biscuit. My experience of buying biscuits is touching it, right? It was अंदर से टूटा तो नहीं है. Exactly what Anu said, right? That this is our off the shelf buying experience. कि मारी biscuit अंदर से टूटा तो नहीं है, right? So I want to give the guy a guarantee that, boss, if it arrives broken, right, even if the ruska papdi arrives broken, I'll give you your money back, right? Only if I have confidence in my entire supply chain and my product will the customer take a bet on me.
So, so I want to say one thing here. So like what you're saying right now, that, because you want to bring that experience for the customer where, he gets a fantastic packaging, the product is fresh, and of course you build a marketing story around, whatever USP you want to highlight to bring that differentiation about your product. So when you're planning to package it like that, so you're very clear that the kind of TG that you would be targeting. So you're not targeting, because your TG plays a very important role. Who are you going to target, to sell the product? You have to be very clear.
Correct.
So if that TG is somebody, so there are people who are looking at quality product and they are not price conscious. Somebody who's a quality conscious is not a price conscious. A lot of people, many times we are like, price kam kar dete hai to sale बढ़ जाएगा. So that's a very wrong strategy, I feel.
Correct.
In a price game or in a quality game.
Right.
If you are, you're very clear as to which are the people you're going to target, and they are, they will go for quality product, and they don't mind paying a little premium, for a product like this also. Because it's going to be ensuring their freshness and, that there's no breakage and it's a good experience for me. So why not?
Got it.
Also help you in your pricing.
In fact, so true. In fact, to Arjun's point, one of the commercials that I will record is take my toast and take another brand's toast and dip it in chai and keep it like this, right? Ye gir jayega. Then I'll take one more and I'll pick it up and I'll keep it. Ye phir se gir jayega. And believe me, I have done this. I have done this test that,
Excel.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah.
So that's to show that, this is, let's say, 4x more crunchier or more stronger, something like that, than your regular rusk, right?
See, all this will help you to justify your pricing then.
Absolutely. So it's 11:05. I don't want to hold you guys for longer. Mota, whatever our costs are, we should simply double it. Are you okay with that, Shikha, Arjun, Sudhanshu, Annu?
See, I can say double it, but you have to see what the competition is selling. You can't ignore the competition and then decide whether, if you're doubling it or you'll get an idea around that.
Sure.
So
Yeah, like
the
I
cost
agree with her
and
because at 473, I feel you are much more than what the competition is at. I mean,
Absolutely.
yeah,
whatever we saw on Amazon, 473 seems to be going way beyond the competition,
Right.
yeah,
So
right? So we might have to relook at that once.
473, we are doubling it, but you'll also have to keep a discounting strategy in place, right? क्योंकि बंदा आएगा आपके interest वाले funnel से आएगा, and then finally, you'll retarget him. Then in the sample box, in this chota sa sample box, I plan to put in a 5% discount coupon. That अच्छा, you tasted this, no? 5% discount there, put that 10% discount, whatever, right? That or I also plan to implement a neighbor strategy, that give this to your neighbor, right? You got this. This is for your neighbor, right? So if your neighbor buys it, then there is another 20% discount for them, 10% discount, whatsoever. So that all of that action happens in this box. So 473 will, let's say, become 499, but that's the printed price, right? You will still have enough margin for discounting, right?
yeah.
I don't think so we'll be profitable on every transaction. I don't think so we're going to be profitable for the next 2 months, right? Arjun, your views on that? You spend a lot of marketing dollars. Your views on that?
Nahi, I mean, you're spot on. I would say that if we like where this 400 price point is, I had a chance to check out Kari before we got on this. And Kari, you see people somewhere in the 130 to 200 range for a 200-gram Kari ka pack online
Right,
on Amazon.
right,
So you got to trust that they're not going to be price checking across multiple platforms too much. And if 130 to 200 works, maybe 400 for a 400-gram isn't so bad, and then
yeah,
you can work your way down. But I think you need to tackle it a little differently for each product, because Shikha spot on in the sense that you'd have to make it competitive across the board.
correct,
But yeah, like, I mean, I even targeting customers is a really good one. I love some of the, I started chuckling almost when you said give this to your neighbor. I love that. That's so good. But yeah, I mean, I think you got to go with something like this, because you're not sure right now if the discounting strategy is what's going to work, or if it's one of those where are you just devaluing a high-end product by trying to win on a discount, when the product itself is high value and the person who can buy it for 100 is willing to spend 400. Should you really go to 500 and then come down to 400? But I can't argue with the psychological benefit of everyone loving a good deal.
right.
So there's something there too. Like, I mean, diving into each one separately might, produce a few more interesting results.
Got it, got it, got it. Sure, sure, sure. Just to on that Khari point, I went to this retail outlet and got Haldiram, right? So we already saw some brand on Amazon. Haldiram Khari biscuit, 200 grams, selling for $70, right? Again, this show is going to go on YouTube, so no comments on the quality, but I'll show that test. So सुधांशु को बार बार वो मूवी याद आ जा रही है, आयुष्मान खुराना की मूवी याद आ रही है तुमको?
Which movie?
There is some movie that it's a movie on erectional disorder.
Okay, that's his
that
debut
is an
movie.
example of a
So
biscuit to
so
represent
basically
that.
what Imran is explaining the test now, what he's doing that test is actually a reference to that movie to depict that the
Exactly.
guy has a erectile dysfunction.
Right.
So he's
Wow.
again and again coming back to that test. So that's what I'm laughing at.
So yeah, that's that. Awesome. So that's any final words, Shikha, because I'm going to simply double this for now, right? And when we start marketing, I'll leave it to Sudhanshu and Anu to figure out or tell us how much discounting they plan to do. But is this okay for now?
Yeah, you can generally, this is the formula goes, doubling it or 2.5 is generally what we work on the formula, with taking all your costs. But here only I see is that you've taken what I generally also do is that, I take the hidden cost also in consideration, which you've not taken right now.
That's
There's
right.
labor costs, there some cost, hidden cost basically, which one
Wastage is also there a
wastage,
question.
those kind of stuff also you have to take into account. And then doubling it up or 2.5, again, I come back to the same thing, because right now I don't have the brands which I would be competing against where I want to be. That will really help you, to see whether this into 2 or 2.5 or 1.5 has brings me where.
Got
And
it.
then I think what works best is that, the brand which is doing really well, close to what you've decided where to be, and pricing your brand a little less than that will help you. And then one can always increase the price a little bit once you establish in the market and people are liking your product. Adding value and then increasing the price also probably can work.
Absolutely. When I started having Doritos, I think so they sold itna lamba chauda packet of Doritos. They started selling at $60. I was addicted. Today I'm paying $85 for the same packet. So yeah, that strategy definitely worked.
Yeah, so like Oreo biscuit, when they started, Oreo, I love their positioning, how they had positioned the product for kids only. So they were very clear kids, or kids. And Oreo biscuit had to dip it in the milk and it's for kids. So I think most of the kids with their milk, they want to have Oreo biscuits.
So true. So true.
It was all about how they positioned it, how they marketed it, so well. Now I think my son too has been eating Oreo biscuits for since he's been born. So it really, the marketing also will play a very important role. And then if you are, everything is well planned, pricing a little high also can work well for you.
Can work well. So true. So true. Arjun, any words?
I think we covered quite a bit, but I just say this was time flies when you're having fun. Yeah, like this could I could do this for like another couple of hours. Also, frankly, there's so much
I'm
gold.
enjoying it.
Someone just sprinkling in something that just makes you want to get into it. This is great stuff. I can't wait to see how this plays out over the next few weeks.
Too good.
So this reminds me of our old days when we used to work with the agency. We used to do a lot of brainstorming sessions, work on various brands. So since I worked in advertising, we used to work on various brands. So this was really interesting, bringing me old memories now.
Of course.
Flashbacks of JWT.
I know.
Awesome.
Now, so, on your own brand, you're working, so you're just like, it's a 24 hours, 24/7, you're working on your own brand. I don't know how about you guys, but your mind is always working.
Constantly,
right?
It's a constant struggle every day, every night. It's the same.
Too good. Arjun, I have one last question for you. Your brand is Nagin Sauce. Is that a parrot on top of the N, or is that a snake?
Yes. If you've got lots of time for a deep dive on why, I'm happy to explain. But maybe for another time.
Do that for another time, for sure. Sudhanshu, you okay with this price? Tumko bechna hai?
I still would want to do a little competition check, but I feel certain prices need to be relooked at.
Got it.
We'll relook at it.
We'll relook at it because this time the price needs to be printed on the box, right? Yeah. So
we'll relook at the price.
We'll have to follow. So they have to be fixed before the boxes go in production. Yeah. Anu, your thoughts?
I mean, I'm still thinking. Let me just sink in with this and see how we guys can work around. But it's certainly on the higher end of what we have existingly in the market. But let's see what we guys come up with. What's the marketing strategy looks like.
For sure, guys.
Can I just say my favorite person is always the person that says this is not going to work. Always. Because that's the person that really makes you try and figure out how to change some key things that will actually be what makes all the difference in the end. The healthy skeptic is my favorite person in every team, and you got to challenge it all. Like, love it.
For sure. That there are a few questions. Just give you a few seconds. While working on the prices, we should consider wastage, unsold Divya. We answer that. Agreed. Packaging cost looks expensive. Yes, and I'll tell you why it's expensive. The guy said he can reduce the price. I'm just give me 1 second. I have his price sheet right here. Only when you want. Okay, he's given me two prices. One is I told him, boss, I don't have a lot of money. I have limited funds. I want 200 boxes per design per size. Therefore, this is the price that he's given. However, if we increase it from 200 boxes to 1000 boxes, then the price drops by as high as 10 rupees. Right. So from 34 bucks, it comes right down to 24 bucks if we increase the quantity. Currently, I don't know what's going to sell, what's not going to sell. So that's why the limiting factor. That's that. When you are a manufacturer, how can you give so big product quantity assurance? Dip into example. Sorry, I didn't understand. Again, I've been having these biscuits for a very long time. Plus, we are using RFSSI to pass guarantees to the manufacturers FSSI. So that side are covered. We had discussed this yesterday also. And what will be number of RTO? This scenario I'm asking from curiosity. Topic, don't know, man. Don't know. Cost of replacing biscuits that customers return and their logistics. Don't know. Only when we'll do, we will know. How is Parley able to do it to sell at 16 bucks? Scale, man. Economics of scale. At some point, and Arjun and Sudhanshu would be able to validate this. Zomato's vision is to make home cooked food expensive than ordering food from Zomato. इतना वॉल्यूम हो रहा है राइट के बाहर से मंगाना सस्ता पड़ेगा राइट अर्जुन योर थॉट सुधांशु योर थॉट्स ऑन दैट
Yeah, people are already pulling this off somehow. Like if you buy like any high-end condiments and like noodles or like pasta or something, you could actually probably buy pasta from a restaurant at the same cost that it would take you to kind of make it at home. But then you don't have the joy of feeling like you made it yourself, and like that's half the fun of it. Or you can say 45 minutes and watch another episode of something and just order it. Like at the end, the customer's the big winner. So
of course so
I don't see Zomato doing that anytime soon. I definitely don't see making it cheaper than making it at home. But
नहीं but that's their vision, that's their grand vision कि हम इतना इतना खाना बनवा देंगे that घर पे पकाना महंगा पड़ेगा.
So I know somebody in Singapore. She's an Indian and she's opened a restaurant in Singapore. So she was a friend, now my husband's friend actually. And so she was saying in Singapore, people don't cook at home. So there's so many restaurants, they only buy. So she's running a restaurant. She said they buy and order food, all the meals, breakfast, lunch and dinner from outside. People don't cook at home.
Wow.
So heading to that.
Wow.
no, but is it cheaper buying food from outside, or is it just a matter of convenience?
No, it's convenience and cheaper also.
Like पहुंच गया ना मतलब US has reached to a point where beer is cheaper than water.
So people don't.
So मतलब
Beer is not cheaper than water in US. Misconception.
No. There is some country where beer is cheaper than water. Anu, which country is that?
I don't know.
अरे there is there is. मतलब ऐसे मत करो यार. Nepal, Germany. I don't remember. There is some country where beer is cheaper than water. Therefore, people. I think so. It's Amsterdam. I'm not sure.
No, not Amsterdam for sure.
Okay. ठीक है. मैं Google.
Let me check.
Yeah, Anu, do that very quickly. हमारा Google है तुम. इज्जत बचा ले लड़की.
Czech Republic, New Zealand, Czech
Yeah.
Republic and Germany also.
So beer is cheaper than water. वहाँ पहुँच ही गए ना भाई. ऐसे ही we will आएगा 10 साल बाद आ जाएगा.
Let's see.
घर का खाना is something different, but
Yeah.
Huh?
I mean, in
घर का खाना
India,
is something different. Like
तुम इंडिया
I
में ये
don't
नहीं
know
बोल
if
सकते
I
घर
would
का खाना
trust
नहीं
the
होगा.
Yeah, I don't know if I trust the ingredients of anyone who can make it cheaper than I can make it at home. Long term, I'm just saying personally for my own health, I would probably trust my oversight ghar pe.
Of course. Awesome. Guys, 11:20. Thank you so much for being a part of this episode. Super duper exciting. A lot to learn from. A few more questions. What will be the manpower limitation for this? Warehouse staff, order verification accounts. How many people will be employed? No one. It's going to be a one-man show. What is it very economical and good quality? Rakesh, if you mean about the rusk, about the biscuits, yes. That's what. Done. Guys, thank you so
Hey,
much.
quickly
Ah,
before we sign off, Arjun, one quick question.
Sure.
I haven't tried Nagin sauce yet, and there are people at my home who love the spicy stuff. Which one should I order?
same question.
Yeah.
Which one should I
I
order?
mean,
Which is the good one?
if they really love it, I'd say the booth for sure. That'll test
Okay.
anyone's metal, I feel,
Okay.
and stomachs. But the original is definitely family friendly. Like I'd say ages like 10 to 60, 70 like thoroughly enjoy it. So a little bit of we got the
Oh,
right amount of
lovely.
heat for whatever you want to eat.
Which
Aap
one?
bata.
Nani, which
The
one?
original.
The original is it's like not too much spicier than a Maggie hot and
This
sweet.
one. This one. This one. Yeah.
Yeah, this one.
Very manageable heat level. And booth is the kadak one.
एक मिनट ये हो गया continue shopping and which is the other one?
The
Booth.
booth.
Bhoot.
Bhoot Jaloka. I'm
Yeah,
assuming
the
that's from
smoky
Bhoot
booth.
Jaloka. That's the Bhoot Jaloka would be the main ingredient, no? The
Yeah,
spice.
yeah,
Bhoot Jaloka.
that's the
Oh,
one.
that's
We've tried to tone it down so people can actually enjoy it. But there's only so much you can tone it down.
yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Bhoot Jaloka is.
But very
Smoky
interesting,
booth.
Arjun. Probably another episode. I would love to hear how the name Nagin came.
We
Oh,
will do that
we'd
dedicated
need a whole
full
season
blown
for that.
episode. We need
But now I see it's really sounds very appropriate for this.
Like
someone.
we've got
And I
enough
love your
fake
packaging.
backstories at this point
Huh?
to last a season.
Oh no. Which one is it, bhai?
Bhai, the first one,
Right
yeah.
on the smoky booth. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Smoky Bhoot, that one.
Got it. Done hai ji, done hai ji, done hai.
You save on bundles. Always. Pro tip for shoppers everywhere.
I know there's one pickle from Darjeeling. It's called Dalle. I don't know if you probably heard.
That's the tastiest
Deadly.
chili ever.
It's the one
Tastiest
drop of
chili
that
ever.
is like enough.
So
What
good.
is it called? What
So
is it
good.
called?
It's
Dale
deadly.
kursani.
Dalle
So good. The
Kusani.
round
It's from
ones, right?
Darjeeling.
So good.
It's so spicy that you just a drop of it in your rice will just change the taste, right? You
अपन सुबह को खाने पे मिलने को मांगता है बॉस. Done hai ji, done hai. Guys, thank you so much, Shikha, Arjun, Anu, Sudhanshu. Thank you so much. We will continue our journey from tomorrow onwards again, where more gyan on what do we do with this business? How do we kickstart it? Thank you so much once again. It's really late. I know you guys have a super tight schedule, and even after that, you were able to remove time. Thank you so much. Arjun and Shikha, I know you guys had technical difficulties with the entire 1K kit. Thank you so much for making through it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us here.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for having us over.
Thank you so much.
Very nice. I enjoyed it. I think we all enjoyed it.
Part 2 pending.
Part two. We will have one full episode on Shikha and Arjun. Done hai ji, done hai. Chaliye, thank you so much, guys.
Alright.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
night.
Good
Bye-bye.
night. Good night to all.
Yes.
Bye.
मैं बोलता हूँ ना, we'll have to relook at a few things.
बताओ,
देखना पड़ेगा एक दो चीजें.
बताओ.
बात करूँगा. Let me also do some market research.
Okay.
लेकिन देखना पड़ेगा. We'll have to relook at a few things. But we'll have to play the premium story spin for sure.
I completely agree with you.
We'll have to play a good story.
Eh.
And that premium story is what will help us sell this more. We'll have to show out here why this product is better than your normal rust that you get in the market. Right? We'll have to play that pitch because that's the only reason why somebody would like to, understand. Okay, you know what? Let's go and buy this product because it's much this thing.
Correct. Completely agree. I think so. I'm going to, जो marketing play का बात किया ना आपने, fantastic thought.
I love the idea, but even Annu just suggested that idea. Let's try combos. right? So maybe a 400 gram pack can have 200 gram of one product and 200 gram of another product.
Correct.
Right, and make it a kind of a combo pack.
Right.
And try selling it. That could be also good strategy to play. I think
Absolutely.
that's also a play to look at.
Completely agree. On the marketing play, again, what I was thinking was, why not organize a tea party? Right? Call like 10 women. See, primarily women fill our, these biscuits at home, right? Majorly, right? Majorly. So let's call for a tea party over a weekend, like a kitty party, right? Somian Giri, absolutely, like a kitty party, right? Call them and record their videos. Oh, you dekh tera toast ke andar kya tasty, something like that. Exactly what Nagin did with their sauce. You could replicate that strategy for these toast, right?
Yeah, we can.
Amongst all our products, I think this is our index product. Guys, for those who don't know, index products are products that are sold the most. The company becomes known for that. Just as an example, Samsung is known for, Sudhanshu. Samsung is known for.
Forget Samsung. Mama Earth is known for its onion oil shampoo.
Absolutely. वैसे ही,
yeah, Hero products.
Absolutely. Right. वैसे ही our products, this is going to be our index product, gut feel, right? Our classic, our plain rusk is going to be our index product. And you revolve around that. So 70% of your sales is this, 30% is the remaining, right? So that's how I think it's going to be. But let's see. A few more questions. Please enlighten us. How can you get the quality rust from local manufacturer? When the website goes live, Giri, just buy it off. I've tried this 100 times and I love the taste. So that's what it is. How do we? What is it?
You should send a couple of cake rust to all of us also. Tasting ho jayega.
वो छोटा पैकेट, बिल्कुल. Will we have separate show on how are we doing market research? If you want that, yes, but typically Amazon is what you're going to.
So I can give you guys, I think there are two questions on that market research, but there are two people who asked this thing. If this is something that you guys want to understand how it is done, is what I can do is I can just give you a quick brief understanding about it, how it generally works is. What we do is, now we know what we're trying to sell. So we go into Amazon or we go to other D2C websites. Basically, we go on Google and we try to find which are the products that are selling under this category. Okay. So if I go on Google and I do a quick search about, rusk, right? And I see what are the rusk that are selling over there, I'll come to know, okay, these are all the players who are selling rusk. Basis what those people are selling, right? We try to understand, okay, what is the price point those guys are selling there? Yeah, let's just open up Google. So we can see there's something, Chayos is selling a Suji rusk for 329 rupees.
Wow. And
okay,
I tried this.
Yeah, 400 grams for 329 rupees, MRP is 500 and this thing. So what we are doing is we're trying to understand the market. What is the kind of MRP? What is the kind of SP? SP is your selling price they're selling. What kind of discounting are they showing, right? And what is it that they're trying to sell over there? What is their packaging? What is the kind of product they're showing over there? So that's there. So we are not going to the parlays of the world. We can't compete with them. Let's be honest about it. You can't compete with a parlay.
Correct.
Right. You'll be rather more interested with. So I think what I would suggest is just search for something called premium rusk toast. Let's search for the word premium rusk toast. Okay, so we get Chayos is the first one which comes in.
Chayos is advertising heavily.
Yeah, so that means he's got good margins on it. That's the reason why he's running PLA. PLA is a short term for shopping ads for everyone, just to let them know. Just scroll down, see what kind of doing this thing. By Amazon and Googling major market sources. Yeah, to an extent, Shavik, to an extent. So Britannia is, and see, Britannia and Parle are practically ruling the space.
Yeah.
Everywhere where you're going, you're seeing Britannia and Parle. So I've got one idea that, okay, you know what? This place is more about Britannia and, Parle. So that means there isn't too much. So what I'm now understanding is there isn't too much competition in the premium space. other than one Chayos being there, there isn't much of a competition. So if there
Right.
isn't much of a competition in a premium space, so that means there is a set of audience out there who would want a quality product, a
Right.
good quality product, and they won't mind paying. Like, just what Shikha said, there are some audiences out there who don't mind paying that additional product for quality, that additional money for quality product. And this is something that we have seen not just in the tea market and coffee market. We have seen this across a lot of markets. Wherever you have in the commodity space, whenever you've introduced something which is premium within that commodity, people have paid money for it. But of course, they those products don't go on volumes. I mean, it's not like you'll sell a million pieces. You may not
Correct.
sell a million pieces,
Right.
right? But you will sell maybe 10,000 pieces. But that's also a good business to have.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Premium can be sold by backing up a story and purpose. Yeah, that's right. Premium can be sold. That's what we were talking just 5 minutes back, that premium is more about building a story, right? The brand positioning, right? The brand positioning is important. Building a story, we'll have to give them a differentiator why this product is better, right? So that's what we will be doing, right? That's why I said the pricing. When I looked at the pricing, I said, let me do a little bit of more research, understand. We just take quick research. Okay, we saw that, okay, you know what, only Chayos is coming over there, right? Maybe we'll try to understand what is the kind of volume Chayos would be selling for their rusk. We'll try to figure it out. A couple of way that I do is, I just go on similar web and I check what is the kind of traffic their website, D2C website is getting. And I try to assume that at least a 2.5 or a 3% conversion rate. So that's a 3% conversion rate. What is the kind of transactions they're getting? And then assuming that if tea is their main seller, let's say 80% is tea products and 20% are other, rusk could fall somewhere into that category. So what is that kind of a volume coming in? So that gives you a little bit of idea about, okay, now what are the kind of business they'll be doing from this particular SKU. This SKU may also be doing on a cross sell also. So it just gives you a good estimate ideas. It doesn't give you like a full idea that what they're doing, but it gives you a good estimate.
Of course.
It's like selling India Gate rice, which is for premium customers. Yes, basmati rice. I mean, look at rice. Rice is a commodity, and there are so many variety of rice available. That rice, chalo, I'm not an expert in rice, but I can tell you on tea, I mean, you have brands like Tata Agni, right? Which is about what? I think if I'm not wrong, about 300, 400 rupees a kilo, right? 400 rupees a kilo, right? Versus if we just pick up what Shikha is selling, teacups full, right? I think she sells some certain products starting at about 300 rupees for about 200 grams, which practically puts you at what? 1,500 rupees a kg?
A kg.
Right. 1,500 rupees a kg. So that's a huge variety too. Yeah. And it's not like she's not selling the product, even she's selling the product. So yeah, there's a market.
Absolutely. एक होता है Shopify पे दुकान चलाना, where your rent is $29. एक होता है retail में दुकान चलाना, right? Where your rent is upwards of 70,000-80,000 bucks, right? Shikha is running a retail outlet, experiential store, right? So definitely monies are being made, right?
So that's what it is. So that's
it's working, right? That's what our goal over here is.
No, it's not just what money is being made. It's also we need to understand. Yes, there is a market out there where people want quality stuff. If that was not the case, I don't think Apple would have sold 1 million iPhones last. Last when that big Flipkart sale happened, they sold 1 million iPhones in one day.
One day.
I don't think that would have happened.
Souvik is asking, will there be any offline chaos going forward? Absolutely. I'm trying my level best. However, there may be surprises. We don't know. All right. Okay. एक offline ambience mall में Delhi में एक stall लगाते, देखते क्या होता. All right. So that's that. Amar asks, marketing budget. Don't know. Right. Only when we'll start, we will know. However, our product price is small, right? In season 1, our product price was large, right? 1,500 bucks was the product price. We had enough margin. However, this time our product price is small, so we'll have to spend more money, right, to reach that 5 lakhs goal in that 30-day period. All right. Let's see if we are able to do that.
So we'll have to actually pay on our AOV a bit. So that's why again I feel like what Annu gave that idea that combos, it might just play over there. We might have to, because AOV is something we'll have to look at a bit.
Absolutely. Why are you not taking hidden prices for arriving at SP? I don't know what hidden prices are. They're brand new business. Now, when
Yeah.
when I got these, just to add to that, when I got these boxes at home, my wife was like, "यहाँ अपने को एक sticker डालना पड़ेगा, right? Which will close this box." Like, हाँ बराबर. तो ₹2 तो add हो गया sticker का, right? But I didn't know that cost at that time. So only when those costs will happen, will we know, and that's absolutely fine.
So Souvik, I'll give you a answer. What happens is at times now, when you start your business, it's not that you know all the costs immediately.
Yeah.
Okay. Until unless you know you have been into, I mean, even if people who have been into business space for let's say last 15, 20 years, right? They also, when they start a new business, there are lots of unexpected costs that show up. Okay. You're talking about a Shopify cost. Shopify cost is, I mean, that's hardly about 3,000 rupees, right? That cost is not something that you're going to put into, I mean, that cost is recovered with the volume that you sell. So you don't just go putting it into each and every box, right? That's one. Second, certain unexpected costs, like what we're just talking about, certain unexpected costs will come, right? What are those costs? We don't know. How will those costs come and how will we put them over there? We won't know that. Until unless something major comes up, which is impacting our overall margin a lot, I think we can, for the time being, just stay away from those hidden costs. Let's experiment and see where we get those costs from. Why not use tape to seal the box? Doesn't look as great, but doesn't look too bad either. You mean a transparent tape? Yeah, that's an idea too. That's an idea.
एक proper round sticker बनाएंगे कि customer can open it, close it as.
So the whole thing is this. I know it doesn't look too bad, doesn't look too good, but when you're trying to play a premium story, or when you're trying to play, when trying to sell something which is for 50 in the market and trying to sell it for 300 rupees, you'll have to put those small things like, oh, this is a sticker, oh, this is opening like that.
There are two approaches, rather there are three approaches. One is this, right? एक बार ये खुल गया तो खुल गया, right? This is one strategy. The second one are these locks, right? एक बार खुल गया तो खुल गया. The third one is, there's so many boxes over here. Third one is this, right? Now when I open this, yeah, खुल गया तो खुल गया, लेकिन still I can continue to keep it within this packet, right? So I think so the market is being more conscious that I'm not going to finish this entire packet in one go, right? I will need storage, and this box of ours acts as that as well, right? So therefore that tape, sticker चाहिए proper. Boy. Done, guys. 11:40 हो गया है, 11:38. Sudhanshu, thank you so much once again.
Sure.
We will see you tomorrow, right?
See you tomorrow. Good night, people.
Good
Have
night.
a great day ahead. With
Thank
all your
you.
purchases material in the same source, would it not be only dependent on a single source?
What will all your purchases material be from a single source to keep quality consistent? Will that not keep you dependent on a single source? Too early. Too early.
You're talking about a trouble which, a business which is doing, say, about 1 lakh boxes a month. That's a problem for someone who's doing 1 lakh boxes a month.
अपने को 5 लाख पहुंचने के लिए we need to sell what? 50. Again, if we sell these single boxes, we need to sell 55 boxes per day, right? 55 boxes में ना ही मेरा कुछ होएगा, ना ही उसका कुछ होएगा, ना मैं अमीर बन जाऊंगा, ना वो अमीर हो जाएगा, कुछ नहीं होने वाला. Till the time, exactly what Sudhanshu said, I agree with that. Till the time that guy is not, I'm not contributing to at least 30% of his revenue, it's okay, right? For now, we need to get the ball rolling. Understand?
Dependency is a big this thing right now. Dependency doesn't happen so early. I mean, you can don't worry about dependency right now. Correct. And as it is, when you start scaling, when you will start having a lot of volume, what happens is you automatically start reaching out to different vendors, because then what happens is when you scale now, right, you try to find, okay, where do I save my cost a little more?
Absolutely.
But what about quality, consistency? Yeah, that can be handled. Yeah, it's not that it can't be. Yeah. It's not like only one guy in the world is manufacturing that, until unless that guy has a IP on it. Right, an IP is an intellectual property. In case the guy has an intellectual property on that recipe, right, I'm sure anybody can replicate it. So that won't be a big trouble.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Vijender, I'm going to send one sample box to you. Don't worry. Maja aayega. Mast. Right.
Chalo. Cool. I'll call it a night, yeah.
Alright.
Thank you. Bye bye. Good night. Good night. See you guys. Bye bye.